Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. A little bit different today, a little bit of a special on my on the poster side. We're doing a little thing. It's a question, obviously, I've always asked, and I'm sure most of you have always asked this question. What's better, the movie or its promotional poster? Well, let's have a look at one first. Let's have a look at Little Nicky. Great poster. Devilishly funny. Sandler has never been better. And that's Jonathan Ross. I mean, Jonathan Ross is well known for being quite a reasonable critic, isn't he? That was in the days before he did the film things. He was obviously the Daily Mirror there. If your father was the devil and your mother was an angel, you'd be messed up too. Yeah, no doubt you are. Yeah, so obviously Adam Sandler. It was at a time when he'd done quite a few good comedies by that time. This is one of his latter ones, actually. And that tagline, be unafraid, be very unafraid. I mean, that's a quality tagline, isn't it? But hey, is that poster good poster? I'll give you my score on it in a bit. But was it better than the film? Well, Little Nicky was a 12 rated. It came out in the year 2000, an hour and 30 minutes, a comedy fantasy. And it was about when somebody's mother is an angel and his father is the devil, life can be really confusing. For a sweet boy like Little Nicky, it has just got a whole lot worse. He's integrating, and it's up to Nicky to save him and all of humanity by midnight before one of his brothers becomes a new Satan. It was directed by Stephen Brill and written by Tim Herlihy and Adam Sandler. It stars Adam Sandler, of course, Patricia Arquette, Harvey Keitel, and Rhys Ifans, and there's a multitude of cameos and smaller roles and people that will be very, very familiar to you. A little bit of trivia about the film. Adam Sandler's real dog in real life, named Meatball, is the son of the dog that played Mr. Beefy in this movie. Meatball was Adam Sandler's best man at his wedding. Well, there you go. Everyone's taste, isn't it? Harvey Keitel replaced Dustin Hoffman in the role of Satan. Yeah, Keitel played the devil in this. So Dustin Hoffman was originally penciled in to actually take that role on, but other jobs he was doing or whatever he was involved, or perhaps he knew better, he decided not to. So Harvey Keitel took on the role. Did a pretty good job. Adam Sandler expressed in one of his songs that this movie was his father's favourite film featuring Adam. So there's high praise indeed, at least from Adam Sandler's dad. I thought it was the devil, but hey, never mind. The plot is very similar to the Chris Farley movie, Tommy Boy. I mean, you remember the wonderful Chris Farley, where the underdog son of an important man who's dying here instead of being dead has to go on an adventure to save the family business. So yeah, a very similar plot to Chris Farley's movie Tommy Boy. But at the box office, well, it was a bit of a flop, really. It did cost $85 million, which is quite a lot. It's probably all the money they paid to these guys doing the cameo parts, and only got back $58 million, so it lost almost $30 million at the box office. Was it that bad? Well, Rotten Tomatoes, they only gave it a 22% positive rating, so obviously 78% of their critics didn't like Little Nicky. The site's consensus states that, despite the presence of a large, talented cast, the jokes in Little Nicky are dumb, tasteless, and not that funny. And Adam Sandler's character is grating to watch. So on Rotten Tomatoes didn't like it. Internet Movie Database, which I use a lot of, as you know, the Metascore rating of all the critics was only 3.9 out of 10. So, I mean, there's not much going for it, is there really? So among the comments were, it's funnier than Bedazzled, which isn't saying much. Yeah, but that did have a certain actress in it that probably made the film, didn't it? The kindest thing that can be said about Sandler's sense of humour is that it's unapologetically juvenile. Well, I suppose that's a positive or a negative, whichever way you look at it. And another quote was, how much you enjoy this movie depends on how funny you find Sandler, talking out the side of his mouth with a gravelly squawk for the entire movie. And the Internet Movie Database user rating, so Joe Public at the cinema, was only a 5.3 out of 10, so still not a lot higher. And a lot of the positivity reading through those was from possibly die-hard Sandler fans. And one sort of quote summed it up, really. Most just stupid fun, but it is a fun movie for Sandler fans. So there you go. My review, I'm a Sandler fan. I'm a big Sandler fan. I liked his early stuff, and I certainly watched Uncut Gems very recently. Is brilliant, but but it's a million miles away from this 20-year-old comedy, Little Nicky. The silly voice didn't help. I mean, he had to put on he had to speak out of the side of his mouth for the film, and that certainly didn't help the story along or help with the actual role he was playing. I did enjoy all the multiple cameos in it. Reese Witherspoon plays his mum, which is nice. It's always nice to see Reese. And it wasn't a bad plot. I mean, it wasn't a bad storyline. It was silly, but it wasn't a bad plot. But I feel, yeah, it was a little bit wasted. And I think, in all fairness, it's probably one of his worst films, Little Nicky. I watched it again 3 or 4 days ago just to familiarise myself, and I knew I wasn't impressed when I first watched it. And has it aged well? Well, not really. It didn't really. There's nothing really funny. I'd assume it would appeal perhaps to younger people now, but even then, I think that's, in the world of smartphones, we've got probably far better things to be doing. But no, it's not one of Adam Sandler's finest moments, I don't think, and it's still not probably stood the test of time. The highlight for me has to be the Hitler sketch with Harvey Keitel and Hitler, and where Harvey's going to stick a pineapple. That is about the best bit in the film, in my opinion. And is it worth watching just for that? Probably not. And what about the matchup? Is it better than the poster? Well, what would you say about the poster? I think that's a good poster. I give 6 for an average poster. I like that. I like obviously the dog there, and I love that tagline: "Be unafraid, be very unafraid." So I'm going to give the poster 6.5 out of 10. The film, now watching it again, I'll be generous. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. So yes, the winner of today's matchup on Little Nicky. What's better, the movie or the promo poster? The promo poster wins. So well done to the poster. And they're all available on MovieGameNostalgia.com. If you do like the poster and you love Adam Sandler, as I say, he's not put me off Adam Sandler. You can have a crap rubbish film and still have a good poster, can't you? So no, I like. I'm sure some of you like it. As I said, there's some positivity on the film, but it hasn't aged well. I sort of enjoy watching it again, but not in a laughing out loud way. It was more just to enjoy watching the characters and the cameos and the different roles, and Reese Evans as well. It was nice to see him watch Reese in his role as one of Adam Sandler's brothers, or obviously Little Nicky's brothers. Anyway, so the poster wins this one. Wonder what we'll do next. I know what we're doing next, but I'm not telling you. Anyway, if you're interested, please push the bell notification so you know these little videos are coming out, these movie, film, poster specials. Please push your subscribe button. That'd be great. Follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie, and on Facebook at Bernard Janine, with links to MovieGameNostalgia.com, my website for DVDs, board games, and of course posters. And I've plenty of these, so if you do want one, just get along there, and they're nicely priced as well. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. What are we going to do with the rest of your day? Have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, and more importantly, look after your family. I'll be back, hopefully, again with you, and to see you very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.